Hello everyone, and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode, we're gonna replay that Airbend Manifest deck that I brewed. So, last time I played this, I didn't actually stare as hard into Vannifar Evolved Enigma. But the more I looked at this deck, the more I really appreciate this card. Because it's a 4-mana 3/4, which with the current meta, it's not that hard to cheat out, right? If you just Llanowar Elves turn 1 or turn 2, you can kind of get Vannifar on turn 3, and immediately you get to cloak a card from your hand. That cloak creature does have Ward 2, so it's not as easy to kill as a manifest creature that we usually do with Growing Dread. And because it's from our hand, it's a little bit more control. We get to choose which card we want to tuck onto the battlefield. And once we do, we airbend it. And this is where the combo really happens. So what we want to do is try to get a turn 3 Vannifar to tuck in a Jeskai Revelation. Then, turn 4, we can Airbender's Ascension or Airbender's Reversal, or if we somehow got a Dark Aurlock during turn 2 play while we turn 3 Vannifar without any interruption, then we could even just Aang our tucked out Jeskai Revelation, or even Appa, the Jeskai Revelation, right? Either way, the thing is we airbend our Jeskai Revelation, and we will be able to play it for 2 mana. So that's kind of a turn 4 to turn 5 Jeskai Revelation. Within this deck, that's pretty consistent. We airbend the Revelation, and then we can cast it, and it's an instant speed. Airbended spells do not have to be played at sorcery speed. You can be played at the spell's casting sort of a timing. So we can hit our Jeskai Revelation at the end of our opponent's turn for just 2 mana, and our opponent can see it coming, which, sure, look at it, look at their demise, and we're going to do it. We're going to just cast a Revelation, draw into more cards, and those more cards could be more Airbended Revelations, because Vannifar is not just once per game. It's once per turn. So every turn, as our opponent is trying to answer our revelation board, right? Whatever we kind of tuck onto the board with those 1/1s, deal 4 damage to the creatures, bounce their spells or what have you. While they're still struggling against that, we can Vannifar out another revelation and just keeps going. And not only that, this deck still has the good old infinite combos with Doc Aurlock, Aang, and Appa. So those 3 cards does give us our infinite, which is a curve play, right? 2 mana, 3 mana, 4 mana play that immediately will allow us to Appa our entire board, or whatever permanent that we want to airbend, and then cast them for free because of Dark Aurlock. And one of the permanents just has to be Aang, so that we can then cast Aang to airbend Appa, and then cast Appa to airbend Aang, and back and forth wherever. We can also cast Appa to airbend Airbender's Ascension, cast Airbender's Ascension to airbend Appa, and back and forth. We can do that infinitely as well. But either way, it's just an infinite airbending that also exists in the deck. Now, one of the biggest reasons why I like this deck so much is that we get to put in Kuso's Flanker instead of Rest in Peace, which can exile our opponent's graveyard. And because it's a flanker, we get to catch them off guard and kind of kill an entire turn for our opponent. Meanwhile, we can continuously exile their graveyard with the flanker just by flickering it via the Airbender's Ascension. This card, I think, is broken, right? This is every turn you get to blink one of your creature. That for 2 mana, that's so good. And so yeah, that's a really good combo. And of course, the good old infinite combo with Doc Aurlock, Aang, and Appa. Also, we can tuck into it an Aven Interrupter. And when we tuck in that Aven Interrupter, because Appa, we can flicker it, every one of our Aven Interrupter will be airbended. And because of Doc Aurlock, our Aven Interrupter will always be free, which means that our opponent can't cast any spells, ever. I don't even care if they have Cavern of Souls. I'm not countering their spells. They're just getting plotted. So our opponent will never cast any spells. And the graveyard will get exiled. And they have to eat our Jeskai Revelations back to back to back to back. And because we're not just manifesting, I don't have to worry about drawing my Jeskai Revelation. One of the biggest reasons why I didn't like the deck in the first rendition is I keep drawing them, and then my Growing Dread never hits the Revelation on the Manifest, or the Omniscience on a Manifest. And yeah, that was a struggle, but now I don't have to worry as much. And I don't want Omniscience as often as Jeskai Revelation in this deck, because, well, Omniscience give us free spells, but so what if we have free spells? Not enough card draws. Jeskai Revelation get us card draws, and we don't need free spells. Card draws is good enough while dealing damage, while contributing to the board, and while we're getting our infinite set up. So that's kind of the combo idea for this Bant Manifest deck. I really like this deck, and I want to try out how it works. I'm going to go very quickly and talk about the deck list, because it's not that different from last time. We got 4 Gene Pollinator and 4 Llanowar Elf as a turn 1 ramp. Then we have 4 Growing Dread as our turn 2 to try to, lottery roll into Jeskai Revelation. Falling short of that, we can also 4 Airbender Ascension to remove one of our opponent's creature and set up our Ascension for future games or future turns. We can also set out Dark Aurlock. If nothing else, Dark Aurlock starts the clock on our airbending combo, and a lot of times our opponent's not going to try to answer Doc while we have other things going on. They're not as threatened by it, and most decks don't interact. They're just, they make their own stuff and they try to win that way. Right? And we also have 2 Airbenders Reversal, a pretty good airbending combo card that can also double as a removal. And then we have 3 Flanker, 1 Aven Interrupter, and 4 Aang at the 3-drop for interaction, 2 Appa, and 4 Vannifar in the 4-drop, and then, 4 Jeskai Revelation. The great thing about Bant deck is, well, we just need 1 red pip to actually hardcast Jeskai Revelation, even when we don't draw anything else, and we can hardcast Jeskai Revelation because we have 4 starting towns and 4 Multiversal Passage, which we can name red, and also 4 Gene Pollinator we can use to add red. So the land base for Bant is these dual color lands, 4 Fluff Farm Verge, 4 Hushwood Verge, 4 Breeding Pool, lots of green so that we can cast our early game ramp, and 2 Forest also for that ramp. So that's the whole idea of our Manifest deck. Let's go into the game and see how well we will do. Alright, our opponent is Eldar. Eldar is letting us go first. We got some Growing Dread. I don't want this Revelation, but I mean, I also don't want the Growing Dread. You know what? I do want the Growing Dread, just not right now. If we name blue, this is green. I won't have white for my Growing Dread, which feels bad, especially get Authoritate. You know what, this is fine. Let's see what they do. Blue-white control with a counter spell. There's a No More Lies. I mean, we'll do it again. Get the Manifest. I guess that's the thing we can do. Oh, okay. If you're gonna be a filthy loser, we'll take that win. Alright, our opponent is Kafenton. Kafenton the Mighty. Mighty's going first. Well, I mean, we're gonna try our best to hit something. This hand is kind of janky. They're white. White mana go. Okay. So here's a Llanowar Elves. We could throw out the Growing Dread on the most helpful Weaver. Alright, we're just gonna pass turn here. Are they gonna have Shelter by Ghost this turn? They're gonna have Seam Rip. It's pretty annoying. Do they have multiple Seam Rips though? That will be the problem. Nothing we can do though. That's usually how the game will... Okay, well, nothing we can do either way in this kind of scenario. But if he attacks, at least I can block. They have 2 Seam Rips. I mean, Seam Ripping this doesn't hurt me as much. He just wants to push to that damage. We will live with that damage hitting. We're gonna have the Vannifar. Gonna get that double strike. This will be a lot of damage. Let's do this What can we hit here? Will it be an important card that matters? I mean, neither of these cards matters right now. Because if I flip it face up, I guess I'll take this. Oh, maybe he has a get loss. Alright, well, this is... I mean, this is 6 damage. I don't die from 6 damage. Multiversal. Alright, I have green and blue. Probably just named green still. But I named red. Now, I mean, there's no reason to name red. Let's cloak a car. We're not exactly going to be able to uncloak. It costs 6 mana to uncloak. That's too hard, right? Yeah. I don't think there will be any way for me to do that. But when I unmorph, it does get a +1/+1 counter. So maybe that's warranted. Cloak a car. And I only turn it face up if it is a creature card, so I don't know if that's worth it. This game's tapped. Colorless creature. I mean, that's also not too bad. I could put up a +1/+1 counter on each colorless creature I control. I'm gonna hold back for a turn. If they don't do anything, we can Jeskai Revelation. No, really? You're not gonna do anything? Then, I mean, I can turn this face up. Let's see if they hit it. Maybe they have a get loss to hit the dock. Oh, okay. They don't have anything to hit the dock? You're gonna regret not hitting the dock. I can counter whatever spell I need to. Alright, let's see. Put a quest counter on this. And I can flicker 3. Flicker the Vannifar just to have a cast trigger. I'm not going to attack with the Vannifar this turn, right? So let me flicker all of those. And then I'll get an ally. Get that spider out of here. It's probably a protection spell, but you didn't use it. So, throwing dread time. Alright, we get to manifest. Manifest another Appa? I mean, I can't really turn this second Appa face up. Manifest a flanker just to gain some life. I don't know. I get to trigger this turn. Oh, no, he's just gonna GG. Good game. Kafkaton. Alright, our opponent is Old Koth. Good old Koth. We'll go first. No Llanowar Elf or anything like that, but it's okay go first hand, I think. Do we start the Multiversal Passage on... Well, this is going to be green. This might need to go blue just for the Growing Dread. But then I won't have white. Still, this needs to be on blue. Okay, that's good next turn. We can Growing Dread on them, and then we can Airbender Ascension. Skeletons! I'm gonna grow some Dread. Can I get a good card? No, I cannot. I can bend this. That is viable. I can't flicker this anyways. Maybe we bend this. Or we can bend our own... Yeah, I think we just use the Ascension on this. I'm not gonna block. I need this creature. Here comes a 3-1 trying to attack me. There it is. Course of the Loss. Oh, it's a 3-2. Sorry, I knew it was a 3-2. Ooh, Appa's real good. But here's the plan. We're gonna play the dock, and then we bend this, right? So I think we attack. We bend this first. Then we play the dog. Now our Growing Dread is free. I can play on their turn. If he doesn't kill Doc, we have so much Appa bending next turn. Of course, if he kills Doc, then we just lose Doc. I don't like that. I think we take the 8. Right? Could I grow? I mean, no. Let's Growing Dread into a card. If I don't want that card, I can definitely block with it. Ooh, I kind of do want this card though. So no block. Take the 8. It's 8 damage we can eat. It's not too bad. Now we can... Well, let's attack first. Airbend, 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 airbend. All of them. Okay, first thing we want to do is airbend our Appa. Then we Growing Dread like crazy. Vannifar. Then we airbend. Ooh, there's a Revelation. Why am I... Oh, because I'm manifesting. Of course. I knew that. A land. It don't matter. Where is the Jeskai? There's the Jeskai Revelation. Now I can cast Revelation, but I think I can just Appa and do this all over again. Is there an Appa here? No, right? Okay, so we will Appa. You know, airbend. I mean, can I play the airbend a land? I don't actually know, but I want to have a free cast of Vannifar. Airbender Ascension, Growing Dread, Growing Dread, Growing Dread. No, Vannifar is a free card, so I think that... No, we do the Airbender's Ascension first. So we can take Appa out, and now we're protected. Vannifar will be a free card. We'll flicker something. Another Jeskai Revelation. I think I can win this turn. Ironic. Ooh. Aang. So this is 4 damage. I have 4 Jeskai Revelations. If I do all 4, is that lethal? 4 times 4 is 16. I can deal 16 damage to him by doing that. Even though I'm tapped out. Yeah, let's do it. Return target spell or permanent. Let me return this. 4 damage to you. Let me draw some cards. Not the best cards. Actually, if I just draw Jeskai Revelation, I would have issues. So, let's see if I draw it. Let's see, we'll airbend Aang, Jeskai Revelation. Don't know, I mean, and the Growing Dreads. I'm gonna end this turn. And I get to flicker. What do I even flicker here? This. And I'll flicker my land? Sure. Untapped land is untapped land. I mean, I don't know how he's gonna fight this. I have an Aang, I have a Jeskai Revelation. He's got 2 mana. He does have Corpse. Shelter? Alright. I need to airbend off, right? I think we just got Revelation. We'll bounce this back to your hand. 4 damage to you. You got anything else? I can do it again. Helpful Hunter? Yeah, sure. He's at 6. There's a board of lethal damage. GG. Ah, this is scary. Alright, our opponent is Nesut. Nesut? Nesut. Oh, he's gonna oat me. I actually don't have any way to bend. And no blue mana, because the 2 Llanowar Elves means this has to be green. Oh no. I'm gonna keep because I have Flanker to try to fix, but oh boy. This is gonna be an uphill battle. I do have too many colors in this deck. Can't dock. Can't flank. I don't know if I want to. Oh, yeah, I don't know if I want to flank now against this deck. Oh boy, Reanimator. He's gonna return his Faithful. Is he not gonna return his Faithful? What the hell? Is he thinking of a FOMO? It's really difficult to fight a Reanimator when I have this kind of hand. Oh, he does return FOMO. Yeah, Growing Dread that I cannot cast because of the mana base. I'm gonna have to use the Flanker as a flanker. That's as a card fixer. I feel so bad. Well, we got Airbender's Reversal, right? At least we have that. Kiora? Gotta discard 2 cards. So I'm gonna do it, and then I'm gonna cry afterwards, because I don't need another one of those. Is this my 3rd turn? I feel like it is. If I dock here, I think Dock can do his thing. Okay, you know what? This needs to be on blue. We'll dock this way. Go Doc Aurlock. Again, no, I can't attack. Can't attack with the flanker. They see 2 mana. I'm sure he's not going to try to reanimate this turn. Right? That would be a grave mistake. But sometimes, you know, opponents make these kind of mistakes. He does reanimate. So, airbend. My flanker. We'll play for free. Gotta exile their graveyard. Nice zombify. He's attacking. Well, he just left himself open to retaliation. I drew a land though. I mean, this is 5 mana, which means eventually I'll get there. Alright, so actually no, I have 6 mana now. One more and I can Jeskai Revelation. That's, you know, I didn't think it was going to get there. Actually, I can't. I don't have blue. I have green and white, but no blue. Give me also 4 lands, and he gets Tursa. He brings Tursa back. You can't cast it unless it's a land, right? He doesn't have a land. He's going to come in. He's not going to come in. What are we going to hit? Oh man, this tap. Well, either way, I don't think I could have turned Aang face up. It's not untapped land. If it was an untapped land, I could have Jeskai Revelation. But as it stands, I have to eat another turn. Let's see what he does. I mean, he does lose to discard 2 cards, so it goes to 6. There's no reanimate yet. And if we can Jeskai Revelation, it will be a lot of damage out of nowhere. Teresa. Draw 2, discard 2. Oh, it's going to make me discard my hand. Oh, good thing I don't have a hand. Is he going to try to attack here? You would think that if he has a removal, he would have played it. On the flanker? I can't protect the flanker with any of this, right? Oh no, there's a face-up flip card that I can use. Alright, you got it. You hit my flanker. Manifest. A little late for that. I can flip up the interrupter. I can flip this up. No. Gotta flip it up this way. Overlord is face up 2 now. That's going to be an issue for me. I can deal 4 damage. It's not that much. Yeah, it's not that much. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 mana also isn't enough for most of anything. It's just a regular attack. 3/3's coming in. Alright. It's probably Cavero. Yeah. And he gets to cast FOMO for free if he wants to. Block like this. This is 13, so I gotta block something to not die. I think this works. Don't want my Doc Aurlock to die, so we're gonna have to do it this way. If he casts any spell, he will not be able to Cavero, which means it will Jeskai Revelation. Right, I still have 7 mana. I think. And he's tapped out, so he gets to make a play. Gotta make it smart. He's probably just afraid of the even interrupter. What does he have to return as? Muljin? Okay, you know what? No. Bounce this. 4 to you. Does he still have a counterspell? If he has a counterspell, we just kind of eat it. But if this deck has counterspells, it has everything. And this was a very mana screw earlier opener where I had to airbend my own freaking what's it called, the Kutso's flankers. Now he is at 6, and I have more than 6 damage on board, but I drew 2 lands. He doesn't know that, but oh man. Yep, he can kill one of these creatures. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I still have 8 damage if he kills one of these creatures. He has 2 mana, but that's all he got. He has to play something. He does have a play. I don't know what it is. It could just be on full control mode. No, he's just going to GG. Haha, sucker. The Cavero's no match for my airbending. Alright, our opponent is MCAT. The ambitious MCAT. Opponent goes first. Well. I can't actually Growing Dread. I don't have green and blue. I have one or the other color. That feels bad. Storm Chaser's Talon turn 1. Well, it's gonna be one of those games. This does give me both green and blue, so that is something. If our Llanowar Elves sticks. Which, I mean, against Lessons, what are the odds, right? Thankfully, our opponent's going first, so there will be a very fair game that we're going to have. First landing our Llanowar Elves. Gene Pollinator. They could just have another burst lightning. Then our Gene Pollinator isn't doing anything either. I don't want to play off curve for this turn. I'm going to play off curve next turn, though. Boomerang basic, he's going to do it again. Wait, is he not going to do it again? Like, in what world? There you go. Good job, opponent. You found the line. Still got a burn spell in his hand. I mean, I play the Gene Pollinator, it gets burned. I just kind of lose. I had 17 lands in the last game. This game I'm gonna have 2. So this is the shuffler games. Sometimes it just happens to you. Vannifar, you came at the right time. Remember when I had 3 Vannifar and nothing else? I don't even know if that game was recorded. Our opponents drew 4 lands without any problem. Even shocks in his 4th land. Okay, I mean, just make a play. Come on. Do you not know how Magic works? He is MCAT, so, you know, maybe study. What? Okay. I was not expecting this crap. What is this? Plays an Otter? I'm growing Dread right now. You can also Airbender Ascension this Otter. What does this even do? Target creature you control. You just put it on this. I could flank. I mean, I also have Aang, you know? Maybe I just hold up Aang. If he just attacks for 4, I'd probably just take it. But if he activates the talent, I might just flank. Exactly, there you go. Nice level 2. Ow. We're gonna take 4. Finally, we drew a land. That means we can make 2. We can make 2 2-mana plays. Does that mean we have Airbender Ascension? This? He goes to 4 mana. I can grow in Dread. This doesn't give me another cast or another creature ETB, anyways. I can also just hold up an Aang, but now I don't think I do that. Let me take this out. And now I have Growing Dread. That might get counter. Ooh, okay. He does have haste. Elusive Otter is not haste. What other thing can he have? He's gonna attack. We're going Dread into a land. Yeah. Top deck lands. Alright, we traded lands. Oh, he plots a flyer. Okay. Since he plotted a flyer, this is getting tricky because I want to Aang his flyer, but he just casts it again. So Aang does block flying. I can return the creature. But that means I have to Growing Dread into a land for this to work, right? If I Growing Dread to anything that's not a land, then it won't work. Still think I do it. Ooh. That's painful. That's BS too. Man, I can't draw lands for the life of me. I guess that's it. Game over, boys. I'm at 7, but like we just died to the slick shot. If he levels that up, oh, I'm so happy. What is this play? Why would you level this up? That's such a bad decision there. You gotta let your opponent make these bad decisions, you know? Sometimes it pans out for you. I mean, I get to flicker 2 things, but I don't think I want to flicker the Jeskai Revelation. Attack for 2. I might need to block with it too. Flicker this. Flicker this. Getting some life. Oh, there's another Aang. I mean, I don't know if back-to-back Aang even does anything. We'll let him do his other thing if he thinks that's what's gonna save him. This has been a awkward game. Oh, he's plotting a second one. See, if he doesn't win this turn, he's gonna be pretty sad. Maybe he has a counterspell. Maybe his last card is a counterspell, you know? It wasn't a counterspell. Alright, then I'm gonna hide this Jeskai Revelation. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. I get to flicker 2 things, right? I don't need to play it this turn either. So, we'll end turn here. We'll flicker Aang. We'll flicker Flanker. That's another Revelation. I do want that in my hand, to be honest, because I can Vannifar it. And get Aang back. We'll get that Otter out of here. This is prowess, so we can get buffed. I don't want to see that get buffed. He's getting the Revelation lockdown. Slick shot show up. That's the first one. That's the second one. I can bounce one and 4 damage to another. If he's got pump spells. So I'm not worried. If it's counter spells, I might be a little bit more worried, but you know. If he had counter spells, he would have swung something at it. Okay, he's looking at his slick shot show-offs. Thinking about how slick he could be. I mean, how slick you want to be. Our opponent is definitely taking his time. He's studying for the MCATs, you know, getting to him. Plays the Otter. Fine with me. The Otter doesn't have haste, it's just gonna get flickered again. And we have more Wild Ride. He does want to give it haste. Do we stop this? Do I need to stop it? He gives it haste, and he can cast it again. But either way, I can bounce one slick shot and toss the other, right? Wild Ride's not doing anything. Doesn't even get trampled. He can cast Wild Ride again, because that's the only thing that he could potentially do. But even then, I don't know if that's going to do him any good. I need to know what his last card is. And again, what he has on board isn't lethal. If his last card isn't anything funny, then I don't think I need to care. Burning more rope. Our opponent's really thinking. The MCAT's gonna get him. Some prowess deck with the red cards. Alright. 9-3. No trample. Just regular attack? Oh, I can't block it, huh? I can't block this, so Aang has to block this. No, Aang! Alright, well, we'll bounce this. We'll bounce this. 4 damage to this. Ah! I was afraid of interaction. Apparently he had nothing. Alright. I hope that was fun for you. Pass the damage. You didn't do any damage! Here's the otter again. For each creature that left the battlefield under your control, did any creature leave the battlefield under my control? No, right? Ooh, okay, those are cards. I want both of those cards, and I can get both of those cards with. I could get both of those cards, but I think it's difficult to get both of them in my hand and be able to cast spells. So, I want a Vannifar, for sure. Then I get to Cloak the Jeskai Revelation. Gotta do that pre-combat. So I'm gonna blink out 2 cards, right? It's probably Aang, and then probably another flanker. Cloak card. Let's attack like this. If he doesn't block, I can actually kill him. If he doesn't block correctly, I can kill him. He didn't block correctly, so... oh, actually, no, I can't, huh? So Airbend, that's 2 mana. Then I need 2 more mana to cast the Revelation, which I can't do. Mr. Aurlock is not on board. Exile the Aang. And we'll exile... Oh no, do I want to exile my Vannifar? Just bring it back? It doesn't do anything. I can't double exile the Aang. It doesn't work that way. Ah! It was a Jeskai Revelation all along. I guess I miscounted. I thought I had extra mana, so I didn't need to attack with the flankers there. I was not threatening lethal unless he... I don't know. There was no way for me to cast a bunch of spells. But I did get rid of those otters, so a little less threat on our opponent's side. And he's gonna rope me again. At least the rope can't be that long this time. And we're at 17 because of all those flickering on the flanker, so not as easy for him to kill us. I was a little too cavalier and I lost the flankers, so I don't have as much scry and life gain. But with this card draw, we should just be able to win. He's looking at our spells. He's wondering what went wrong. Lots of things went wrong that game, opponent. Lots of things. Oh, he's just gonna GG. Alright, MCAT. That's some nice rope you got. Welcome back, everyone. Now that you saw all of those revealed games, how does this deck feel? I gotta say, this deck took me by surprise at how fun and good it is. It's not the highest of high tier. I would say it's definitely not, you know, tier 1 win every game, is it lesson kind of deck, but it is still one of those decks that put out really solid results, and it catches a lot of opponents off guard, especially when we slam Vannifar. They don't even know what that card does. They gotta read it and think about, what the heck is this? What is this symbol? What is this little sword symbol? I don't even think this was a set, and people don't know what's gonna happen. And then we cloak in a Jeskai Revelation, and then immediately they realize, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. And that's kind of the fun part of the deck, right? And this is what I really like about this deck, because there's so many modes. We got the aggro mode with just getting a lot of mana and mana dorks out, and then we just hardcast Revelation. That's the weakest mode, I would say. And then we have the control mode with Airbender Ascension, Aang, even Interrupter, countering their spells and slowly, you know, curve out. That's a different mode. We got the third mode, which is the infinite, the Doc, Aang, and Appa, just getting that infinite chain going. And then just by having those three, even if we don't have the Interrupter, having infinite airbend means that Appa will give us infinite 1/1s at instant speed. So this is great at infinite speed. Our opponent really can't stop that at the end of their turn, and we'll win. Turn 4, right? So that's also, you know, a very fast combo win. We have another combo win in Vannifar and Jeskai Revelation. Of course, secondary combo, but definitely a very strong combo in the deck. And then finally, we have our lottery win, which is Growing Dread, right? We can turn 2 hit Growing Dread into Jeskai Revelation, and turn 3 airbend the Jeskai Revelation with the Llanowar Elves. Turn 3 we'll have 4 mana, which means we can airbend the Jeskai Revelation, cast it, and win the game from there. That's, you know, there's so many modes in this deck, and I'm very proud of myself for brewing this deck. It's really fun to play, and, you know, I haven't seen anyone play Vannifar and Revelation combo. I want to see if that's actually something viable in the meta, because, you know, 4-year standard or 3-year standard, God forbid it ever gets a 4-year standard, 3-year standard, it is still gonna be in for a while, I think. I don't think Murder or Carlos House going to rotate till September. So we got a long time with this combo. And that's really all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.